look like it's happening. What in the world? What is happening? No, I don't want to stop the stream. I'm trying here. Oh, there we go. Can y'all see me now? Yes? Anybody? I don't even know what that was about. I don't even know what that was about. I literally started the live stream twice. And it did not go. Now I'm like paranoid that it's not going to work. Oh my gosh, because now of course I paused my thing, so I can't actually tell if it's working or not. But I literally was like, the second I hit go live, I get the little circle that's like, you have no internet. Seriously, the internet's been fine all day today. And I even made sure that my Wi-Fi was connected to like the right thing and the whatever. Whatever. It's fine. As long as y'all can see me now, we're good to go. Although it's going to really irritate the heck out of people who come here for the replay. But you know what? That's totally fine. Hi, friends. Happy Tuesday. I wanted to come on here right away, and I was cackling when I first hit go, and then of course that got rudely interrupted by the connectivity issues, but I was cackling because I happened to look down at the thumbs up and thumbs down and saw that I had 2 thumbs down, when I was literally like, I had 6 viewers, I had 2 thumbs down, and I looked in the chat and only 4 people had made themselves known. So somewhere in this pile of people, I have 2 lurkers, 2 haters that are just hanging out here with a goal of, I don't even know what. You think your thumbs down's gonna bring me down? You'd be sorely mistaken. I was literally cackling. It was, oh my gosh, so funny. Anyway, if you think you might be delayed, you might need to click and drag your little bar. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the bar that tells you where you are in a video, all the way to the right to make sure that you're live. Because I just want to make sure there are no stragglers as I'm chit-chatting away here. And apparently I can't make any promises as to how the internet is going to treat us today. So bear with me through the technical issues. Lord willing, we already got those out of the way, and we can just chit-chat. Happy Fat Tuesday, y'all! Happy Fat Tuesday, happy Mardi Gras, and apparently happy winter snowpocalypse. I don't even know. I don't even know what the heck is happening to the rest of you in the United States. I saw Marie. Let's see, who else here? Oh, Kathy popped on first. I didn't even see her originally. Kathy's here, and Lissa's here, and Marie, and Susan. And I saw Lisa come on, and I saw my mother-in-law come on, and Sarah's here. Excellent. Fantastic. I am honored that y'all decided to spend your Fat Tuesday with me. But we're in the middle of a giant snowstorm and a global pandemic, so where else would you be on Mardi Gras? Anyway, but we're here. We're here. And so I wanted to chit-chat about a whole bunch of different things. But first, I see y'all talking about the weather. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and I can't tell you how elated I am that I'm not at home. We have literally had, and I don't know if I even said this last week. It might have happened last week too. But in keeping track with the weather back home and the weather here, we've literally had 100-degree differences, just about, like 96-degree differences between home and where I am right now. 100 degrees. I didn't even know that was a thing. I think we did talk about it because we talked about absolute zero. But then it happened again. It's like a regular occurrence. And I saw, Marie, you said that we got above 0 today. Happy day! Happy day. I made a joke. I saw that it was going to be like 32 in Minnesota sometime this week, I guess. And I was like, I kid you not, everybody's going to be outside because 32 is going to freaking feel like spring with the temperatures that they've been getting up north. All I have to say is I'm really, really glad that I'm not there. And also, I hope all of you that are getting all the snowstorms but are used to snowstorms, I hope you're all right. Those of you that are not used to snowstorms, please be safe. Please, please, please. Like, I heard that Texas got a whole bunch of snow. Texas doesn't get snow. It's crazy. So basically everybody in the United States is freaking out right now, except South Florida. And you said Canada had 3 snowstorms since Friday. Yeah, and it's like, hi, Lindsay, good to see you. I was just thinking about you. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen Lindsay pop on, because I was thinking about you in the snow. And yeah, so I hope you all are safe. I hope you all are warm. I hope you all have power. Obviously, you all have power in some way, otherwise you wouldn't be on the live stream. Got that right. Shorts and sweatshirt. I know. My husband last year he had his mind blown. It was like 40 degrees one day in March or something. And so we as a family, Gracie, Eric, and I, it was a Saturday, we decided to go for a walk because we're like, it is sunny, it is beautiful, and it is 40 degrees. I threw on my winter coat and we went outside because, of course, that's still way too cold for me. But we went outside and we were walking through our neighborhood and he was baffled by the number of people he saw outside, the number of kids he saw playing, and the number of men he saw not wearing jackets, like sweatshirts, just hanging out, doing stuff with their cars, finally taking down their Christmas decorations. And I was like, babe, to the Midwest, after winter, 40 degrees might as well be summer. And it's true. And like the entire neighborhood validated that statement from me. Like I said, it's not for me personally, but like even I went outside because I'm like, I have to get the sun on my face and get fresh air in my lungs, any opportunity that you can. So yeah, it's going to be 32. Hi, Javier. How are you? At 32 degrees is going to be awesome for Minnesotans everywhere. So enjoy that when it comes rolling around, y'all. Too funny. People are so strange. I know. Let them give me thumbs down. It's fine. I was like, and there was something. Oh, thank you, Javier. I'm actually hanging out in Florida at the moment, but I appreciate you wishing me to be safe. Thank you for that. What was I going to say? Something happened last week or whatever that I was cackling over as well, and I can't remember what it was, but it was the same sort of like really ridiculous hater thing. I laughed. I laughed so hard because what else are you going to do? I'm so sorry that you have nothing better to do with your time. That's how I feel about it, really. But anyway, I digress. Did anybody do anything exciting for Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday? Thank you, Javier. Normally, under my regular circumstances before I left the Lutheran Church, every Fat Tuesday for my entire childhood and early adulthood, up until like age 30 or so, I would, my mama wears combat boots. I don't think she does, Anita. I don't think she does. What was I saying? Oh, we would go to a pancake dinner at my Lutheran church for Fat Tuesday. And I had no pancakes today. I tried really hard most of the time, I think. I'm trying to recall in recent years, like, because I would make protein pancakes and stuff, back home in Illinois and all that. So I always tried to have pancakes on Fat Tuesday. Yes, Susan, we can get to that too. I did hear the tea. And is it considered tea if he tells you? Like, you know how like it's the tea if you've got the hot gossip? Okay. I was like, well, you could also, Anita, so I thought about it because like you could also approach that like my mama wears combat boots. Does that mean that I inherited her BA attitude? Because it could kind of mean that too, in which case I'm like, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. And your father wore ballet slippers? Yes. Also, hi, Anita. Glad you're here. I was just like, I saw your thing first, then I saw who sent it, and I was like, wait, what? It took a second to compute everything. But yes, I'm all about the combat boots, which is hilarious because combat boots are too heavy for me to wear anyway. I can't wear combat boots, though I wear braces, and those might as well be combat boots. So, I'm pretty tough with my braces on. I forgot what I was saying. Fat Tuesday, pancakes. I had no pancakes today. But did anybody else do anything special for your Fat Tuesday? And then more importantly, Lent starts tomorrow. Is anybody here going to participate in the Lenten season in any way, shape, or form? If yes, awesome. If no, that's totally fine. I'm just curious to know who in the active community is a regular Lenten participant. I am, and today I sat down and kind of wanted to figure out what my things were for Lent, the things I'm going to give up or the things I'm going to add into my life, the sacrifices, so to speak. That's what the season is a season of spiritual sacrifice. And so sometimes, like when I was a kid and when I was younger, I was always give something up. Like that was it. What are you giving up for Lent? But as I've gotten older and matured and, done studies and things and talked to other Christian people, I've understood that it's more so a time of sacrifice, but that doesn't necessarily have to mean giving something up. It could also mean adding something to your routine with the goal of promoting spiritual discipline. And so I kind of take that to heart as well. I always try something among the giving it up, but also something among doing something additional. So I put some thought into that. If we want to talk about Lent for a little while, I'm here for it. Y'all let me know. Highs and lows, if you got any, go ahead and set them in the chat. I feel like the whole braces, combat boots thing would make some good CMT awareness merch. Yes. I don't think I'm doing anything. Forgot that was coming up this week. Lynn's pulling out regular decor. Bluebirds be back up. Well, it's tea because I saw them commenting on each other's pages for a couple weeks before Dave made it official. Oh, interesting. So, while you're all thinking about Lent and your highs and lows or whatever, let's spill the tea on Dave Hollis. Dave Hollis has a girlfriend, and it is Heidi Powell. And he posted about it. I didn't notice. So, Susan, you are more observant than I, but I haven't been paying close attention. Like, if he pops up on my feed or if his story happens to end up in my rotation, I watch it or I read his post or whatever, but I'm not, like, religiously stalking him right now. I'm currently religiously stalking one account, and it is the content planner account. And I'm so furious that what is the phrase? Like, are you seeing white when you're furious? Like, is that what I can't remember. I can't see straight, but like, what is it when you're like just so angry at something? It's the content planner. And so that is what I'm religiously doing right now. And so I saw him pop up on Valentine's Day with another woman, and I was like, oh, what? And then I saw her name. He tagged her, Heidi Powell, and I was like, wait, I know, seeing red. Okay. I couldn't remember if I was seeing white or if I was seeing red. I'm seeing red at the content planner. I can't remember. Yeah. I'm seeing red when I'm angry. I'm seeing real red. But I don't even like red that much. That's a bummer. Seeing white, like white hot. Maybe that's where I got it from. I was like seeing white because it's like white hot when something is so hot that it turns white, That's what happened in my brain right there. Anyway, Heidi Powell, I was like, I know this name. Why do I know this name? Chris Powell used to be, apparently is no longer, but used to be her husband, and he's on one of those fitness shows. I can't remember which one, but I know that he's a trainer or something that I used to watch. And I was like, oh, fitness industry dude, which explains her account, because naturally I walked over to her account and followed her and gave her stuff a scroll for a hot second. She's got a bunch of kids too, and they seem well matched, so best of luck to them, I guess. I'm curious to know how Rachel feels about it, but good for him. Good for him. So yeah, Dave Hollis is dating extreme weight loss. Okay, yes. I couldn't remember which show it was, but that's the one I thought it was. But yeah, so he's with her now, and between them, they have 8 children, which is crazy. If they get married, and I mean, that's a long way down the road, I'm sure, they'd be like the modern day Brady Bunch. Like, that, 8 children, that would be crazy. But they seem happy, and they seem cute, and they seem good for each other, so good for them. Good for them. That is the Hollis tea. Meanwhile, Rachel hardly posts anything anymore. That's not advertising something, like not a product, but like the Rise Women's Conference and the new Rachel talk show or whatever it is. Like, I don't feel like there's a whole lot of authentic posting on her part anymore, which is fine. Everybody grieves in their own way. And even though she's the one who filed for the divorce and asked for the divorce, she still has a right to grieve her marriage or whatever. But at the same time, I'm like, well, he seems to be handling it a lot better than you are. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's see. Let's see here. Highs. This is highs. I'm loving being back on calorie counting, and I'm loving playing with my new haircut, which is so needed. I just saw your story with your haircut doing a little wavy thing, and it's very cute. I like it. I'm a big fan of long hair, but sometimes when you go a little shorter and it just falls the right way, it's so nice. She's been married twice, kids from both husbands. I like Dave. He's so real, and I love his relationship with his kids. I do too. I really like Dave. I've always liked Dave. And I think Dave is what actually drew me to Rachel. Okay, no. Her book is what drew me to her, but it's always been about their story, right? And then the more I followed Rachel, the more I got to know Dave, and Dave is who really got me to stick around. I've always gotten a good vibe from him, and so yeah, I'm very happy for him. Good for him. Good for him. I still see Chris and Heidi Powell commercials. Interesting. And that's why I was kind of alarmed by it, because I feel like it wasn't that long ago that I was like, oh, she's married to Chris Powell. Like, I had this acknowledgement of that, and I never like followed them religiously or anything, but they were somebody that I knew of. And I feel like it wasn't that long ago. But then again, time flies when you're having fun. So maybe I'm thinking back like 2017 or something. I don't know. And my lows at PMS week, and one of my annoying symptoms is that I get cold flu symptoms. That's called the period flu, you know. That's actually a thing. Achy, tired, dealing with postnasal drip, making my workouts a struggle. Guys, speaking of allergies, while the rest of y'all are frozen, right? Apparently it's allergy season in Florida. Didn't see that one coming. But like, I have had, and it comes and it goes, but like out of nowhere, I'll be super sneezy. And today I've had like a really bad headache, and like you can feel a little bit of pressure and stuff. And I'm just like, and it's allergies. It says on my weather app, like allergies, high or moderate. And it's like, I never thought, it never even crossed my mind that being in the only place that doesn't freeze over in winter is going to result in nature allergies. So that's what I'm dealing with. Don't get me wrong. I would choose nature allergies over what you all are dealing with any day. But still, I was like, really? I just can't. This is the first week that I've started to feel a little bit normal again. And which I that too. If you all were here last week for the talk about hormonal mayhem, I have done a little bit of research, and I have a couple of things that I'm working on and going to or have been taking, and there's a lot to discuss. Someone keep me on track, because I'm just going all over creation today. My goodness. Hi, I also switched to calorie counting for the time being. Welcome, calorie counters, or welcome back. It's nice to have a fresh start. Low winter. Preach. I'm not even there, and I can say my low is winter. I tell you what. My high is I finally feel a little bit normal this week, outside of being a little bit tired, which part of me just thinks that's my new normal for now. But you know, it is what it is. But I feel better, finally. Mind you, my period ended last week, and I just now feel normal. And my low could be the same thing. Oh, and also the outrageous, infuriating, but totally not completely unexpected gain that I had on the scale this week. For the second week of my cut, I had a gain. And I'm like, that is infuriating. And what's more infuriating about it is knowing that you did things right and you still got the gain. Like, that's the part that just rips my heart out, is because I can tell that it's something off with my body, and it is not something that is entirely in my control. So I have to sit there and deal with it and not let it bog me down. But, you know, I just saw Kathy's highest. She lost 4.7 pounds. Way to go. That's awesome. I'm playing around with the curly girl method to see if there's any hidden waves in my hair. Excellent. And Kathy killed it. Lucky. Jealous. I'm jealous, by the way. I made it to Wonderland. Yay, Marie! I made it to Wonderland, and I feel like I'm able to continue my journey. I don't think I have a low. It is okay if you don't have a low. That's fantastic. Apparently, Chris and Heidi announced their split just a week or so before the Hollis announcement. What? Well, that's a little more tea right there. I mean, obviously, they must have just been keeping it on the down low, but what? that makes things a little more interesting. And also makes me feel better, like I didn't miss anything, but I don't really follow them, so I wouldn't have seen it coming anyway. So, Rachel was a guest at the Oprah 2020 tour. I was mortified at the story she told. The audience was so uncomfortable. Oprah was speechless, which was the first. I think I heard about that. Something about the tampon story. I think I heard about that. Which I've heard the tampon story before, so it didn't strike me as crazy at all. But I think Rachel, shared about how uncomfortable at first Oprah was. Something like that. I can't remember. I ended up just doing the lifting portion of lift and skipped my hit and core because I couldn't do anymore. Yeah, I started, y'all, a new Beachbody program this week. I started Muscle Burns Fat, or hashtag MBF, and y'all, it's intense. It is intense. Susan, that's incredible. I am so jealous. I am so jealous. Good for you. That's amazing. Good for you. Yeah. So, I started a new workout plan this week. I'm feeling a little bit better, and Lent starts tomorrow. All the things. Snowpocalypse is happening all over the United States. Meanwhile, it's 85 degrees here. Can't complain about that because I'd much rather be in heat than in snow. That's the update. What topic do y'all want to cover first? Because, like I said, I got plenty of them. I also have music in my soul today, apparently. I put on to literally the reason I have music in my soul right now is because I got funny, at least funny to me. And in my Instagram story where I say, hey, swipe up to come and join the chat, I put the song Magic to Do from Pippin because it says join us in it, and join us, come and waste an hour or two, doodly do. I've been in the show. And so I put that song as the background to that one story, and it just had me bopping ever since I did it almost half an hour ago. I'm a weird one. Yeah. When you don't actually have cause now it's underlying conditions, right? I'm waiting. I'm waiting to get some sort of glimmer that I can go get one. But of course I don't live in Florida, so I don't know that I'd be able to get one if the opportunity even arose here anyway. I'm probably have to wait till I get home. But it is what it is. Try putting frosting on my Eat Me Go Free brownie. Cream cheese frosting on the pumpkin spice. So good. Nice. So I tried the new formula because their flavor of the month was First Love. And it is just a chocolate brownie, their new formula, chocolate brownie with red fancy sprinkles or whatever. I ate the first one and I was utterly enamored with it. I loved it. It's a little bit cakier. It is much moister. More moist. And it was very, very good. Today I had my second one and I still was like, okay, I get it. This is great. This is awesome. But I did notice a little bit of an aftertaste of artificial sugar, which is interesting. Well, maybe there is artificial sugar in it. I can't remember now. I can't remember all of the ingredients. But they put fructose in it. And I don't know if that was it or if it was just the sprinkles, because sometimes sprinkles, especially when they get moist, can get a little funky. It wasn't bad in terms of like the actual eating process, but I noticed it for a couple minutes on my tongue afterwards that it was a little bit weirdly sweet. I'll keep on eating my way through and let y'all know. But my first impression of this was, wow, that's really good. So much so that my mother-in-law went and subscribed to the monthly thing to get herself some First Love brownies too, because she preferred the consistency of the new version to the old version. The problem with the new version, the biggest problem with the new version, is it dings the protein count, and instead of somewhere around 20 grams of protein, it's 14 grams of protein. But they put some fiber in it. But they added a little bit more sugar. So everybody will have to try it for themselves. I can only give a review of what I think of it, but everybody's taste buds are different. So I'm not mad yet. I was definitely not mad about it when I tried my first one. I'm gonna keep eating them, and I'll let you guys know how I feel as I go through the box. We'll see. We'll see. Why does iTrack Bites not allow you, even with Pro, to put in specific macros instead of let you only do percentages? It's frustrating. I don't know, but I do know that it is on their list of things to address. I didn't even say put in I didn't even say. I put in the request personally that the increments that we adjust our macros to be smaller than 5%. I don't know how long the laundry list is, but I know they have a laundry list of things that they're constantly changing and upgrading and working with from behind the scenes. I know that. I don't know where on the list the macro thing is, but I did suggest it to the CEO. I was like, look, this is a totally selfish request, but I would love to see the ability to adjust macros in the 1% increment instead of the 5% increment, because I have much more specific macronutrients based on my calories than what 5% increments gives me. So Diana, I promise you they have heard that before, and they've heard it from one of their first ambassadors, because I'm first in line to want that update. As soon as I hear that they're going to do it, I'll let you guys know, but it's in the works, or it is at the very least on their radar. So, I have to wait for overweight or essential workers to be allowed. The rest of my family can get it because they're all considered obese. Texture sounds good. Aftertaste makes me nervous. Wasn't a fan of how dry my brownie was today. So the dryness problem is fixed. That part is done. No more dry brownies. It's just now. I also didn't drink water right away. I imagine that if I like ate my brownie and then drank some drink, it would be fine. And I just didn't do that, so I let it sit on my tongue. It shouldn't be a thing to consider. It shouldn't need consideration. Like, oh, if I let this sit on my tongue for a couple minutes, am I going to have a weird aftertaste? That shouldn't be a problem. But if it is easily remedied by water, it's not as big of a deal as I'm making it out to be. But I don't know, because I didn't try it yet. My high this week, I bought a Peloton, Kayla. That's awesome. And I can't wait for it to arrive. In the meantime, I'm doing 10 rounds. Oh, sorry. And using the Peloton app. That's really, really great, Kayla. Good for you. Jenny, hi. I lost 3 pounds. Total loss of 10.5. Good for you. That is awesome. A lot of people are giving me just highs today, and I love that. I'm here for a week of nothing but highs. That's awesome. Rob and I went out to eat for Valentine's Day. We haven't been out to eat in over a year. That's amazing. Good for you. We tried. We really tried. So we had reservations at a local restaurant, but it is at a local restaurant that has a big nightlife and they have live music. And so we ended up canceling those reservations, and my husband and I hopped in the car. He's like, let's just go drive. This was on Friday night. Let's just go drive around the local area and see what the nightlife looks like at dinner time on a Friday. So maybe we can get reservations for outdoors in a week or 2, right? Yeah. The amount of people at the restaurant that we were planning on going to was astronomical. No sign of like COVID protocol anywhere, right? We drove around, we went to the little downtown area around here, and while one bar looked okay, it was inside, and we prefer to be outside. Like, the inside, it only had a couple people in it, but there were a bunch of people on the streets, unmasked. And then the restaurants there, all the outdoor stuff was, really, really close together and not 6 feet apart. And so we were like, ugh, okay. And then we happened into this shopping center that had a Mexican restaurant that looked very promising. Very promising. And so we actually walked in there and went to get a table and sat down, and Eric and I were going to eat. And the person that sat us and the person that came to clean our table had their masks dangling underneath their face. And so we were like, if you can't wear your masks properly, you're not following protocols properly. So we left. So either it's too crowded and places aren't following protocol, or people don't care and are not wearing their masks properly anyway. We tried, though. We really did. We did go out a couple weeks ago, we went to a local coffee place with grandmother. I think I told you guys that. And we got to eat. It was like a Saturday morning, and we got to eat outside. And so we had coffee, and I had a breakfast sandwich. And that was nice. And that was the first dining experience I had had since all of this started. So I'm jealous that you managed to find a place that you felt comfortable in. Good for you. That's very, very exciting. What a great way to spend Valentine's Day, doing something you haven't been able to do in a year. That's awesome. EMGF has erythritol and stevia. Yes, and their new formula has fructose in it, and I can't remember if it still has stevia or erythritol, because in the old formula, I don't get a weird aftertaste. So I don't know if it's the moistness with the sprinkles. I don't know. Time will tell. I'm going to try out a couple of the flavor of the months before I make my final verdict, and I'll let you guys know. I'd love to see macros broken down by meals. It'd be nice to look at my tracker and see how many grams of protein I had at breakfast versus dinner. Yeah, okay. That's a good thing too. Percentages and macros are also a lot different and more specific on MyFitnessPal, which makes me want to switch, but I really do love iTrack Bites. Yeah, does MyFitnessPal let you like pick specific numbers? What I end up doing, what works for me, is when I'm specifically on a very regimented macros, in the notes section at the bottom of every day, I write my macros so I know what exact numbers I'm shooting for. But what I do when I set my macros on iTrack Bites is I set my protein as close to what I need it to be as possible. And then I will mess around with the other numbers to make them look as close as I need them to be. But as long as I can get protein where I need it to be, I'll be more forgiving with the other 2 macronutrients. And then if I need to remember very specific numbers, I put them in the little notes section. If you can find good culture blueberry and acai cottage cheese, full fat, 17 protein. Oh, yum. I have tried good culture. I've tried one of their like strawberry maybe, which was very out of character for me. Because if you remember, I like savory cottage cheese, not sweet cottage cheese. But I decided to try it because it was on sale and something. And it was very good. I was pleasantly surprised. So if I see that, I will pick one up. And the funny thing is, even if you set the macros, both sides to be exactly the same, the numbers are slightly different. There's a 3-year-old at work who knows how to wear a mask better than some adults. That doesn't surprise me. I went to get takeout last Saturday and got so claustrophobic in the waiting area. The restaurant was packed. At least people were wearing masks. I have trouble believing the tables are 6 feet apart. So here's the thing. My husband and I were talking about it. The tables might be 6 feet apart. But once you put a chair on either side of them, the people are not 6 feet apart. The tables really need to be like 12 feet apart, not 6 feet apart. And then with the chairs and everything, that would give a little bit more space, you know? A couple of weeks ago, I told a woman at Walmart her mask slipped so she could fix it, and she freaked out. Are you kidding me? And took her mask. Oh my God. I don't even know what numbers I said. I think my protein goal is lower than it's been in the past. My protein goal before was a little much. Yeah, even I backed off on protein just a little bit. My tracker is currently set for 120 instead of 140, just because I've been regularly falling short of the 140. And with the higher calorie counts, it was easier. With lower calorie counts, it's a little bit harder. So I'm just like, you know what? Rather than totally fight it, because like I've been eating so much meat, and I get all of my protein from meat or supplements or dairy. And I'm just like, I need to be able to achieve a little bit more balance in my life. So I just dropped it to 120, which is a number I know I can regularly hit. So that's what I've been doing. That is what I've been doing. So yeah, I think my goal before is 150. Yeah, that's hard. That's very hard. And I'm someone who loves to eat the protein. That's very, very hard. But it is what it is. So we'll see. I have, for my hormone issues, to recap, I have been, last week we discussed that I've been having some cycle issues, not with the actual cycle itself, but my body's response to everything. And I'm presuming we're all women here. And so we discussed like PMS, normal, right? And I lost weight on PMS. Yes, we just discussed it. We literally just had this discussion. My first one, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. My first one, I loved. I was like, this is the best thing in the world. My second one, which I just ate today, a handful of days later, I was like, oh, this is still very, very good. But there was a sweet aftertaste that was a little bit strange to me. And I don't know what's causing it. And I don't know if it will continue, if it was the one thing, if it was the kind of melted sprinkles, because everybody's having the melted sprinkle issues. And I am too. And that didn't bother me at all. But if the sprinkles are causing a funky taste, it will bother me. So yeah, all in all, I'm not giving up on it yet. I like that there's fiber in it. I don't like that there's more sugar and there's less protein. But if it is delicious, 14 grams of protein is still better for me to work into my dessert than 0 grams of protein. So that's where I'm at. And as I continue on the Eat Me Guilt Free journey, I will give you guys the full reviews of how I'm feeling about the formula as I go. But yes, there's a lot of drama, and I mostly love it. We'll see as time goes on. Hi, Kim. Good to see you. I just think masking should be left up to each person's discretion. And I would have to disagree with you on that, but that's fine. Everybody has their stance and their opinion. The problem is with someone not wearing a mask, it impacts other people. Yeah, that is the problem. And like, so I'll get on my mask thing for 1 second. But I'm of the, like, what a lot of people don't understand is with the vaccine, especially, like, I am team, let me get the vaccine ASAP. I'm the Judge Judy, person. Have you seen the meme of her, or the gif of her where she's like, and she's slapping the thing? Like, that's me trying to get the vaccine. Like, let's go. I want my shot. Because that will make me safer, which is amazing. But I still have to mask. Anybody who gets the vaccine still has to mask because you can still pass it on to people. You just won't know you have it because you won't be affected by it. But you could still have it in your system and pass it on. And the masks protect others, from you. So even with the vaccine, I'm like, if I have to wear masks for another year or 2 out in public, that's fine. I don't care. Bring me the blinged out masks and I will match them to my outfits. Yeah, I want to be that person. Like, maybe not match them to my outfits, but like cute seasonal ones. Give me all of them. Give me all the ones. I have a really cute Yorkie one that Lindsay actually got me for Christmas. It is so cute. So like, as somebody who likes to wear her personality and her accessories and in her nails, give me some cute. I was rocking the Christmas masks from Old Navy. P.S. If you still need some cute masks, go to Old Navy. They have real cute ones, and not expensive. They're like $12.50 for a pack of 5. Really, really good masks too. So I'm team, like, give me the shot, and I'll still walk around for 2 years in masks if I have to. Fine, whatever. Double mask recommended by Fauci. I've been double masking since November. First case of South African mutation found in NYC. Oh, there's another one? Ugh. I bet you are so glad to be getting that vaccine. You're going to do a little dance, aren't you? You're going to dance your way out of that thing. I lost a 41-year-old friend with no... Oh, no. Oh, Anita, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Imagine if we do have to wear them for 2 more years. 4-year-olds are going to be so confused when they come off. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Little kids are going to get so used to them. They're going to be like, oh, why aren't you wearing your mask? Like, they won't realize that that's not normal. That's weird. And I have never thought about that. Can you imagine? Like, 2025 rolls around and all of a sudden everything is back to normal. And little kids are like, why are all the adults acting strange and doing all these weird things like hugging each other? Oh, the world is so strange right now, isn't it? I can't even. What was my subject transition going to be? I can't even remember. What was I going to say? Oh, the hormone thing. So, we talked about how I was having, like, post-menstrual syndrome, where, like, my hormones were whacked out or felt whacked out. I felt whacked out after my period had already started. Usually, at least for me, what normally happens is, like, PMS happens, as it does, and I've never had PMS as bad as when I got my IUD out and was officially off of hormonal birth control for the first time in 10 years. Maybe a little longer than that, like 12 years maybe. And so, like, my body was getting used to normal. So the PMS, the bad PMS symptoms were obviously being regulated by what I was on for the past decade. So I was like, okay, this is my new normal. It sucks, but whatever. But no, so normally what happens, like, you get the PMS, you get the bloat, and I bloat up real bad and everything sucks. And then my period shows up and I get like a day of bad cramps and then everything eases. It's like everything just gets let go. And it's been awesome. So I'm like, I literally wait for my monthly friend to show up because I know symptom relief is on its way. Hello, welcome. And so lately I have noticed that the actual period no longer brings that relief for me. And instead, especially the last couple of months, I have noticed that anything like during my cut week 1 was PMS week, right? And I lost almost 3 pounds. It was bomb during PMS. I was like, heck yeah, everything else is going to be gravy, right? And then my weight spiked over the weekend during my period. And it's like when my weight spikes later than anticipated, my body holds it and I can't let it go. It's not like the deflate that happens after your period. It just stays there. And I'm like, what is this even about? Why? I don't even understand. And then last week we talked about how I could feel the rage happening too. Like I was getting mood swings alongside of that after my period already ended. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. And then I also have been associating that the last handful of months, 6 months, let's say, I've also been noticing that I get very PMS-like symptoms during ovulation as well. So I'm basically just like this one massive 3-week period of PMS symptoms. Awful. Awful. And I don't know what it's about. So a little bit of research that I have done. I've researched Dr. Google, whatever. I needed some place to start. And I researched in the book, The Period Repair Manual, which came highly recommended to me ages ago when I had my IUD removed. And it turns out that the symptoms that I have in my life could be related to estrogen dominance. All of the symptoms of estrogen dominance matched up with me. I was talking about it on iTrack Bites Instagram stories yesterday, and someone also mentioned insulin resistance, but I looked up insulin resistance just to be like, I don't want to say no to anything, and it actually gave you like blood numbers of all these things. If you have these symptoms or these numbers on your tests, you might be insulin resistant. And I had my blood done in October and I had none of them. Everything was beautiful in my blood. So I was like, it's not likely that, or something has dramatically shifted since October. But estrogen dominance, I have almost every symptom of estrogen dominance except PCOS. But like my acne, you guys notice my acne down around my jawline has just been out of control, crazy. Like that's a symptom of estrogen dominance. And there's all these things, including weight gain, especially in like your abdomen area, and you have a hard time with it, all the things. And so I researched basically what can I do to help this. And the first thing I did, which is totally not related to anything hormonally, but I ordered some BCAAs this week. Did I tell you guys this last week? That I ordered BCAAs, which they're the branched chain amino acids that I've been taking at home. I have them at home. I take them regularly, especially when I'm lifting, because I have noticed that it prevents me from getting that that post-workout weight gain. You know, like when you lift weights, sometimes your weight spikes up because of water retention. Totally natural, totally okay. Hi, Rosie, good to see you. And then lost my train of thought because I need to go back and read everybody's comments. But so I had been taking that, and on video after video, I remember telling you guys, like, I'm not saying that this is the reason that I'm losing weight, but I'm not saying it's not. Like, I remember saying that to you guys. So I finally decided that I was just going to order some BCAAs. I'm trying a different brand. It came highly rated. So I've started drinking BCAAs every day. That's one thing I did. And then in this book that I was reading, the Period Repair Manual, everything, literally everything in like all the, you need to fix this problem, it's this supplement. You need to fix this problem. The number one was magnesium. Magnesium. Y'all, I had been on magnesium regularly up until the last couple of months. And I was like, interesting, because I stopped taking it around when I upgraded. I think I stopped taking everything a little bit before I upgraded my probiotic. And I'm on like almost on month 3 of my new probiotic, which is a little bit more expensive. So I'm like, I'll stop taking some of the unnecessary supplements, and magnesium was one of the ones. I'm like, I have my magnesium lotion. I can, you know, it's fine. I can go without my magnesium supplement. So I stopped taking magnesium. And magnesium is one of the number 1 recommended supplements that you take in this book from this hormone doctor, right? I was like, mind blown. something I've already been taking and stopped, and now I'm having problems. Interesting. So I ordered some new magnesium. And the other thing that was highly recommended was zinc. Zinc. And so for $5 whole, I got 100 tablets of zinc from my favorite online supplement brand, Now Foods, not sponsored. And I've been taking that for 5 days now, 4 days now. Y'all, I don't have nearly as many bumps on the side of my face as I did before. 5 days. Not joking. So I'm like, well, maybe, just maybe, there is something to this. And in the long run, or in the short term, I guess, in the short term, is it going to help me with losing the actual weight during my cut? Heaven only knows. But I'm so engrossed in this, I need to make sure I start feeling normal again, that I don't even care. Like, as long as I'm doing everything right, and I have someone checking on me every day to make sure I am, the highest I think I have gone on this cut is 1,800 calories. Maybe a little bit over that. Like, I'm not doing anything wrong here. So there's something else happening. So that's the update. I'm started taking BCAAs. I'm going to be taking magnesium, and I've been taking zinc every day. And I'm going to see over the next cycle or two if that seems to help level me out a little bit. I also got my hands on a bottle. My mother-in-law had an extra bottle of Young Living Progessence Plus. Yes. Which I've been putting on every day as well. That's the hormone update. I'll let you know. But like I said, I started taking the zinc about 5 days ago. Yesterday is the first day I felt normal. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So let me catch up on your things for a second. So we covered the hormone thing. Did anybody say they had anything exciting happening for Fat Tuesday? Or do we want to talk about the Lenten thing? Because Lent is here. It's here tomorrow. You started your cut Monday. Kim, how's it going? How is it going? If you feel you're an at-risk person, then mask up. So the biggest issue with not masking up, even though you're not sick, is there are so many cases that are asymptomatic that you don't know that you're not sick. That's the thing. So unless you have been quarantined, like you're seeing nobody, literally nobody, then maybe you're all right, you know? But if you're living life as normal, but you don't experience symptoms, doesn't mean you don't have it. I won't be dancing until I get my second dose on March 11th. Vaccines are not fully effective against South African, and Brazilian mutations. Please, everyone, double mask, even after the vaccine. Ugh, why are there so many mutations? Why does... I mean, I know mutations made the X-Men, but come on. Come on, virus. Can't you just... I'm taking bets on when things get back to normal. I'm thinking it's not until the end of this year. At least. At minimum. I'm hoping to get a little relief from period flu, but my day one, I feel like crap doesn't hit till after Friday's workout. I get my second on the 10th. Nice! I'm so jealous of all you that are getting your things. I swear I started these super PMS symptoms last week. Fortunately, weight doesn't seem to be impacted much. Just go from the week of being insatiable. Hunger followed with feeling like I've been hit by a bus. Yep. I get that. I totally get that. And I used to feel like I was hit by a bus for a day too. And now that is happening less, but all of these other things are happening more. And I can't explain it. I promise y'all, if this doesn't work I'm going to do a couple of months and see if it helps me. If it doesn't help, I will go to a doctor and like get my hormones checked and everything. But I want to try it naturally first, because if it's a simple fix, like start taking your magnesium again and you'll actually do a lot better. Great. Awesome. But if it's not, and I don't seem to be getting any better, I'm going to go see a professional. Back in the day when I was still getting my period, in my mid-30s, everything changed and I only felt normal 1 week a month. Really? Don't tell me that. I'm in my mid-30s and everything is changing and I only feel normal 1 week a month. No, that's not what I want to hear. Oh man. Gone are the days of having a period. Who said changes secondhand transmissions very rare until COVID? No one masked during the flu season, yet millions would die annually. Started my cut Monday. Going great. You said you cut 20%. I did as well, from 19 to 15. Sure was nice to have the extra calories. Why did you choose 20%? I chose 20%. Great question, by the way, Cam. Because Macros 101 told me to. That's why Amber Breezicky, who is Biceps After Babies, her recommendation, I can't remember if I heard it in her podcast or in actual Macros 101. I think I heard it in Macros 101. Her generalized recommendation was drop by about 20%. And so I did. And it felt right. It feels right. And the thing is, like, part of me is like, I could go lower, and I don't want to fall into the trap that I tell everybody else not to fall into. Like, that's the thing. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I'd be like, I could spend 9 weeks at 1,300, but I would be real crotchety because I don't get to eat half as much food as I normally would. And I might see results, but also, you know. So I'm like, let's just cut by 20%, take it low and slow. Did I expect to have a 1.6 gain on week 2? No, I did not. So that was an emotional blow, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't do that's not anything I did. So I'm just trying to figure out what is happening up in here. But 20% was from Macros 101. Good question. Good question. I'll be back to normal by Monday when I start 10 rounds. Oh, you're starting 10 rounds. Oh, man. I've lost 4 coworkers. No underlying conditions. Oh, and that's the part that gets me the hardest is like, if it was, I know it affects different people differently, but also there's the people who are totally healthy that it takes out completely. And that's the terrifying part. That's the most terrifying part of this. Also, vaccine doesn't mean you can't pass it on. It means your chances of serious symptoms. Right, exactly. It means that your health will not be in jeopardy. But it doesn't mean you can't carry it around and spread it to others. That's why I'm like, I'm just going to need to get fun masks. I need someone to get me a He Is Risen mask for Easter. Yeah, fun. I'm doing my entire cut with Joel. Nice. This is the first time I haven't been in a Joel program in so long, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, I'm working out with a woman for the last 2 days. And it's weird. It's not bad, but it's weird to not have Joel yelling at me. Not gonna lie. But I still have a loss since starting, right? Yes. You still have a loss yes, I still have a loss since starting. I lost 2.7 and then I gained 1.6. So I still have a net loss of 1.1, which great, cool. We'll see. I'm still weighing myself mostly daily. If I don't on the weekends sometimes just because timing, and I'm very meticulous about weighing myself under the same circumstances every day. So weekend sometimes doesn't lend itself to that, but my weight has not gone up and I'm starting to feel better. So I'm like, okay, maybe things are going to start going down. This optimistic about tomorrow's weigh-in. We'll see how it goes. And I'm just going to keep on tracking the things and we'll see. I didn't even realize I ended up with the same calorie goal until after I already started. There are new solutions. Talk to your doctor about bio-identical hormones, not a pill. You rub it on your skin. Interesting. Yeah, and I've heard of like progesterone cream and things like that. Bio-identical. So we'll see. We'll see if the magnesium and the zinc helps me. And if not, we'll go from there. Doing my entire cut with Joel. I actually realized I was doing lift and 10 rounds would get me through Good Friday, and I thought it must be a sign. That's a great way to do it. That really is a great way to do it. I don't know where I'm going after. I almost called it before lift 4, and that's not what it's called at all. It's muscle burns fat. But that's the next 3 weeks. What's weird about this workout is it is every single day. Every single day. I haven't done like dedicated workouts more than 5 days a week since I started working out with Joel. And this one, I need to work out on Saturdays and I need to work out on Sundays. And it's good. It's good. It's something that needs to happen and it will get me moving every day. I just explained all of the hormonal issues I was dealing with all the period and this and the bloatings and all the periods of time and only feeling normal one week a month. And that's what I was talking about while everyone was talking about masks. And, yeah, so My weight stalled out for now. Hopefully it'll go down soon. According to the numbered scale, I was in the 150s. Hey, that's awesome. Lissa, that could be your Lent thing. Yeah, Lent. Let's talk about Lent for a hot second. So I'm doing a couple of things. I have a few bullet points written down in my planner, and I'm still trying to solidify things. But something that, Kim, I think you suggested to me was the act of giving up sleep, or actually getting up on time and not hitting snooze just to make sure I get out of bed. That would be giving up sleep. So I want to set an alarm for a little bit earlier, but I'm having a real, like, legitimate logistical struggle with this, because I'm trying to decide what the time should be for the sake of my health. Because we have nights, more often than not lately, where my husband works late. Like, stupid late. Last night, he said, I'll be out in a little bit. And at 11 o'clock, I walked by his office and was like, so, just so I know for future reference, what does the little bit mean to you? My mother-in-law and I literally got through 2 episodes of Friends, and there was no sign of him. I'll be out in a little bit. So, the reason that this is a problem, this is literally what happened to me last night, which is making me go, how the heck do I do a be diligent and disciplined about getting up early when this is currently my life? So we are in a bed that is not a Tempur-Pedic, because we have the spoiled rotten mattress at home in Minnesota, right? Where the highlight of the Tempur-Pedic is that you can't feel as much motion transfer. You can feel motion transfer in this bed. And we all know how light of a sleeper I am, right? So last night at 11 something, early 11 o'clock hour, I get ready to go to bed. And I was like, can you, I folded his clothes. Can you go put your clothes away and get, so I can go to bed. I got in bed. He gave me a kiss and he's like, good night. I'm going to go have dessert. I'll be in shortly. We all know what he means by we'll be in shortly or whatever. And I'm like, that's fine. I poked at my phone, which is what I usually play a game that until my eyes start to glaze over, and then I can fall asleep and it's easy peasy. I took my trazodone, did all the things, and I put my phone down. I was like, I'm going to go to sleep. Put my phone down, set the alarm, all the things, and closed my eyes and could not fall asleep. Because in the back of my mind, I knew that my dear husband was going to come into the bedroom and ruin my sleep. I knew this. So rather than falling asleep and get woken up, my conscience would not let me fall asleep. So I finally texted him, like, you need to get in here and go to bed because I'm not going to fall asleep until you do. And so at 12:15, he finally got into bed and I was out in like 5 minutes. But it wasn't until like he was there and I knew that he was in bed and, like, wouldn't disturb my sleep in any significant way that I was able to fall asleep. So that makes me go, what, like, if he seriously doesn't go to bed until midnight every night while we're here, because remember, he is still functioning on Central Time for work hours because all of his coworkers and everything are in Central Time working out of Minneapolis, right? So he's like, while we're here, I'm just going to do everything on Central Time. So for us, it's just an hour later. So in Central Time, he's going to bed at 11, which is not unheard of for us. But for me, I'm not functioning on Central Time as much as by the clock that's actually here. So I'm sitting in bed last night going, what do I do? What do I do? If I want to get up at 7 o'clock, but this putz won't let me go to bed till 12:30, is it spiritually a spiritual discipline to not hit the snooze button that is sacrificial but beneficial, or is it harmful? That's what I don't know. So what do I do? What do I do? Like, if I want getting up earlier and or not hitting snooze to be the thing, do I just do, like, should I do, regardless of what time I go to bed, 8 hours and not a second more? So if that happens to be 8 a.m. or if that happens to be 7 a.m. based on whatever night it is that what I do? Or 7.5 hours? Or do I do, I'm in bed at 11 o'clock every night, but that will fail because if he's not in there with me, I'm not going to fall asleep. Or I'm going to get woken up and then I'm going to get angry. I get real angry when my sleep gets disrupted. It is not pretty. So, like, what do I do? Like, I'm literally asking, what do I do? What seems like a reasonable thing to do Kim's like sacrifice of sleep, meaning more discipline in the getting up in the morning thing, but not totally sabotage my sleep health by doing it. That's thing number one that I'm considering. I have worked out 6 days a week for a very long time, and I do enjoy one day off. Yeah, so I think in Muscle Burns Fat, I think Sundays are like recovery stretches stuff. Like, it's not going to be hard, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I think day 7 is usually a little bit more relaxed, but it still gets your body moving, I think. I'll let you guys know next week. My Sunday workout's just a short yoga video. I have that sometimes when I know he'll be home soon or coming to bed. I just know I'll be woken up. Right, and it sucks. But that's literally what's been happening to me, and especially here. I've managed at home. I've managed to be able to set things up. I have my essential oils going, and the bed, like the sound machine, like we returned the actual sound machine, but like I had the hum of the essential oil machine, and like whatever the situation, and I occasionally will pop in earplugs. I can manage if he gets ready for bed but doesn't come to bed. So like all he has to do is come in and hop into bed. If he can do that and do everything else in a different bathroom or whatever, then I can fall asleep at home because I can't feel him get into the bed. I can feel him get into this bed. And it's not subtle. And I know that will wake me up. And so it's a mental game. But even on the trazodone, which is an anti-anxiety I'm taking for my sleep anxiety, it doesn't help. So there's that. I am open to suggestions, ladies and gentlemen. So there's that. I'm thinking that in terms of like food, one of the sacrifices I'm going to be making is 1 to 2 non-protein desserts a week. So any dessert that I have, because I eat dessert every single day. That is one of my weight loss rules. But I have a bunch of protein desserts. I have a fresh order of dough bar donuts here. I have enough Eat Me guilt-free brownies to last me 5 months here because my mother-in-law has a wicked stash of them. And I'm trying a new product called Twisted Dough, which is protein cookie dough. And I have 6 containers of that here too. So I can have dessert. Easy. But it's all protein-based dessert. So I'm thinking 1 or 2, but probably only 1 non-protein dessert a week. So like I have to, it's a protein-based dessert or nothing, you know? Or if I want a bowl of strawberries or something, that's fine too. But you know what I'm saying? Like not like a big old brownie, or like we had cupcakes. One of the caregivers for my grandparents, his grandparents, made cupcakes this past week for Valentine's Day, and the other caregiver brought chocolates. So at grandmother's on Sunday, we had little Godiva chocolates and homemade mini cupcakes, which were delicious. So like I want to reserve the possibility of something happening at grandmother's house on Sundays as an option. But other than that, I think buckling down on the random desserts and random chocolate and whatever is a good thing, especially during Easter candy season. Ooh, I just thought of that. It's my favorite candy season, and I don't plan on buying any Easter candy. Maybe some Peeps that I can poke holes in and eat after Easter. That will probably be the only Easter candy I buy up until the Easter Sunday. So I'm thinking about that. And then what was the other thing? Oh, like a long-term no-buy. Like one of the things I like to do is buy things. And whatever the case may be, I like to find an argument for why I need something. So I think this will be a very good discipline and sacrificial discipline of not buying anything unnecessary the entire season long. Unless I need something. So like I can place a BioElements order if I run out of face cleanser or moisturizer. Like if it's something I need, I can buy it. But if it's something that I want, it has to wait. It has to wait. Technically, it doesn't include Sundays if you count the days. That's true. That's very true. So I just don't want to be like, on Sunday, I'm having my special dessert or whatever. If it happens to be Sunday, great. But yeah. So I think for sure, a no-buy is going to happen. Because that takes a lot of willpower. And it is one of my bigger faults. And so I think that's something I can work on. And I had a 4th thing written down, and I'm trying like heck to remember it, y'all. I'm trying like heck to remember what my 4th thing was. It was the sleep thing. It was the the dessert thing. It was the no-buy thing. I swear I had something else. But that's where I'm at right now. What do y'all think about sleep? Don't be so hard on yourself for sleep. Maybe set a go to bed time, and if you don't fall asleep right away, that's okay. I find worrying about not getting enough sleep makes me not able to fall asleep. Me too. Sarah, you and I are the same, apparently, in the sleep arena. The more concerned I get about not getting enough sleep, the less I will sleep. That just is. I'm like, oh, I'm so angry. I'm not in bed at the time I wanted to go to bed. And I get so flustered by it that I can't fall asleep. And then I get more worked up over the fact I'm not getting the right amount of sleep. So every single health expert says sleep is the most important thing to do during a pandemic for your immune health. Don't sacrifice your sleep. So I'm wondering if, at least while I'm down here, I don't worry about sleep. Because what has happened regularly, and I have the sleep cycle app to prove it, is I'll sleep. Some nights are better than others, but I get some of my best sleep when my husband's alarm goes off and he leaves. And that whatever happens, because I wake up when his alarm goes off, but I turn around and I fall back asleep, knowing that my alarm might be half an hour away or whatever, and I will tank out because he's gone. And it's quiet and there's no movement. And so maybe I should set my alarm. I don't even know. I don't know what the right thing is. I don't know. And maybe I'm overthinking it and I don't need to worry about it right now. While I'm in Florida, maybe my priority is to sleep and not worry about it. Getting more sleep, period. And then when we get home, I can get back into that sleep routine because I'll be back in my place and my, I programmed myself to fall asleep to a YouTube video. Works well. When I wake, your brain starts talking too much. I've basically been on a no-buy since January. I've made an exception for haircut and a few products, but otherwise I've been sticking to it. Yes, and a haircut, I don't know if I'm going to get a haircut, but something like that, or as soon as we get back to Minnesota, I'm going to go and see my facialist because my face is dying. But I mean the act of buying products, things, candles, clothing. The amount of times I've looked at and walked away from the Grace and Lace website lately has been outrageous. And just all those things. For me, my issue is not necessarily buying services. My issue is just buying products, things. So unless they are necessary, unless I have run out of something, I need to get something. It's not gonna prevent me from buying a medicine I need or something, or, if I run out of dandruff shampoo, I'll get dandruff shampoo. If I run out of regular shampoo, I'll get regular shampoo. Things like that. But it's just the act of me not buying, one of the things I really want to get are the Lush sleepy products. That's one of the things that's on my list of things I want to get. Just because I want the nice smelling shower gel and the nice smelling lotion. So when I take showers at night, which doesn't happen often, but it's a habit I'm considering getting into because it'll help me sleep. Just a, quick rinse down or whatever with some nice smelling lavender stuff, and then put that lotion on at night. That to me feels like an amazing bedtime routine. I have shower gel. I have multiple lotions, and I don't need it right now. So it's something that can wait until after Easter. That kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking about. So I think the no-buy will be the most significant thing, which I thought I would come up with something more profound for the, food discipline or whatever. But I'm not feeling convicted to do something that involves food discipline because I'm doing all right, which is why the one dessert thing, one non-protein dessert a week thing will help me use up what I have, which is one of my big term goals anyway, and just keep me a little bit more focused in, but it won't profoundly change anything. My dessert tonight was an eat me guilt-free brownie. If I decide I want something after the live stream tonight, I'm going to go have a spoonful of the protein cookie dough. It's not even in my radar to eat something that's not the protein dessert. I don't know, y'all. I've been thinking about it, I've been praying about it, and this is what's come up so far. and I'm so conflicted by some of it. I've been there's an app called I Can't Wake Up. It simulates wakefulness in the morning. Can be easily dismissed a thought. Well, I use the Sleep Cycle app, which I love. I've been using it for years, like 3 or 4 years now. I have over 1,000 nights logged on it. And my husband uses it too. But it will wake you up based on where you are in your sleep cycle, which is helpful. So I might have an alarm set for 7:30, but if it's 7:20, it decides it's the best time to wake me up. That's when my alarm will go off. It's a great app, but if I'm not sleeping well, it will also go off when my husband wakes up and stirs me, and I move, and it goes, oh, it's almost time for you to get up anyway. Go ahead and get up. And I'm like, no, because I'm still exhausted. Is there anything you can do in regards to your morning routine? I know for me, it's not the time I sleep in, it's the time I spend putzing around. Yes. So that's a good point. I need to get better at putzing. And by getting better at it, I mean I need to not. So I'm trying to figure out some sort of way to like regulate, because here's the thing. I can't, I use Sleep Cycle. I would show it to you, but my phone is currently recording the thing. But Sleep Cycle is what it's called. You can pay for it. I paid for it for 1 year, and I haven't found that I needed to pay for it. There are some cool features if you pay for it, but now I just like to look at my graph. So there is a premium option. I'm currently not using it, but I have used it and I do enjoy it. So it depends on how you feel about it, but the graph every morning is so interesting. So interesting to watch. And it's interesting when my husband's and mine match. That's always fun. And you can tell that like there are days I'm like, man, I feel like I slept really well. And like the graph is like this. Poof, you fell into deep sleep and you didn't move. Like that's a good night. That's a good night. So I think you are right, Lissa, in that I should work on honing in my once I actually get up instead of worrying about when I get up. Because if I can sleep until 8 o'clock, maybe I should. And then if I'm diligent about what I do the second I wake up, I can still be ready to work out by 10 instead of putzing around, and it takes me that long anyway. I think that's a good idea. I'm trying to figure out what I was trying to say before. Got derailed. Was one of my biggest issues is scrolling on Instagram and Facebook. And I say this all the time. But I haven't figured out the right way to, because Instagram is part of my business. It is one of the primary ways I communicate with all you, you know, and I have to post on there and keep things going because this is part of my community. I have a hard time differentiating between Brianna, you're working and you're on Instagram, or Brianna, you're wasting time and you're on Instagram. And that's the thing I need to work on, and I don't know how to find the balance because I can't just go on a 40-day Instagram fast when I have an online business to run, especially since coaching launching is going to happen soon. So what do I do there? But like that's the kind of thing I need to do. Or like, yeah, you're right, Lissa, with the what I do once I get up. And that actually makes me feel a lot better. That makes me feel a lot better because y'all are kind of telling me what I've thought but been fighting with, because I'm like, but it feels wrong. But to prioritize the sleep. And if I don't go to bed till midnight, sleep till 8 o'clock. It's okay. But what you do once you get up, that's what's important. That's what's important. So that helps. Thank you for letting me talk this out, y'all. Thank you. And Lent starts tomorrow, and my cut runs through the end of Lent, Easter. Let me see, make sure I'm doing, oh shoot, where'd it go? The no cell in the bedroom. It ups my Christian music consumption. Oh, Christian music is so good. It's so good. My favorite music lately, you guys ready for this? Have I told you guys about the musical Six? Have I told you about that? I've been obsessed with it. It went from something I listened to on just because I've heard about it, and I was like, I feel like I need to listen to something new on Broadway. I listened to it and I was like, okay, it's cute. And then I listened to more of it and I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. And now I love it. Six. It's very good. But listening to Christian music more often, that would also be a good thing for me to do. I also hide the alarm clock face so I can't see the time. On Sleep Cycle, the way you like pretend this is the front of your phone, right? You start it and then you put it face down. So the app is running all night, but I can't actually see anything, and that's what I use as a clock. I'm so distracted by the bug that is out here every single week. Every week there's a moth there because of this stupid light. You love 6. I do too. I love it, and I can't even tell you why, but I'm obsessed with it. It's so like, and those songs, there are 2 songs. What is your favorite song? Because there are 2 songs that are 3. Okay, there are 3 songs that are complete earworms to me. And they've been in my head for like the last 2 weeks, and I can't. I love that. I love that, Lissa. That's awesome. Are you going to move E into another room? It's funny that you asked that. He works in his sister's bedroom, so there have been plenty of nights that he has left my bed and gone and slept in Kristen's room instead. And at first I was slightly offended. I was like, why can't we sleep in the same bed here? And now I'm to the point of like, any night you want to go in there, I'm not going to argue with you. It's fine. So usually what happens is if he's getting ready for bed and he feels like he's restless and he's just going to toss and turn, he will leave and he will sleep in the other bedroom, which is fine. I'll see him in the morning. Doesn't matter. Because then I get a nice night of sleep too. But we also don't want to make a habit out of that, you know? Sleep in Florida. I take my calcium and magnesium supplement at night. Magnesium's good for sleep. Yes, I usually take magnesium when I took magnesium. I took it at night. I'm going to start to take it at night again. And my zinc, I always take with food because it has the ability to make you nauseous. Hasn't made me nauseous yet, but it can. My first haircut in 2.5 years. Need to try the curly girl method, which includes cheapo suave conditioner. I also take a shower at night with Dr. Teal's lavender Epsom salt foaming shower gel. It smells heavenly, and the Epsom salt component relaxes my muscles. Yes, yes. So, and that's another thing. Like, I learned from The Power of When. The book The Power of When talks about when to take a hot shower versus when to take a tepid shower. And if you're showering in the morning or during the day, you want to take a cooler shower because it keeps your core temperature higher. But if you take a hot shower at night, it lowers your core temperature because all the heat is going to your extremities, and that's what helps you fall asleep faster. So I think, and I haven't implemented it regularly, a couple times I've done it, but I think what I want to implement, at least when we get home, is a nighttime shower, not with the hair or anything, but just a nighttime shower to use a nice smelling lavender shower gel and a lavender lotion, and to take a hot shower and then get into my bed and like make that the routine, you know? I cannot go to sleep till hubby goes to sleep either. I think aiming for 8 hours goal instead of the physical hour. Yeah, I agree with you, Diana. I use the Sleep Cycle app too. I like it a lot. It's so fun. It's such a fun app. I block my phone from letting me use Instagram first thing in the morning, but I've been slipping with my tablet. Need to get better at that. Yeah. I'm trying. I need to stop using Instagram in the morning, but the problem is I also like to share on my stories my morning routine. So that's where I need to differentiate. I need to be much more diligent and much more honest about, like, I'm opening Instagram with the intention of posting this, and this, and then I am closing it, you know? But my problem is every time I open it to do work, I sit and scroll for 1,000,000 hours. And I just need to pick, like, you have 10 scrolling minutes. Go, and I can do whatever I want on Instagram for 10 minutes. Or I have to be like, I'm opening Instagram with the intention of posting and engaging with, 25 different accounts and then doing this and then closing it. And I think as long as I can be honest about that, it'll be better. I hope. I also just need to put a time limit on it again, I think, because I will be doing better with the amount of time I spend if I'm only opening it for intentional purposes. Like, I don't have to answer every DM every time I get it. I can wait and answer DMs later and things like that. I'm working on it. I felt the same way at first. You have to understand it and understand it to really appreciate it, or it just sounds like pop music. Yes, 6. So I've watched the show The Tudors. So I know the stories of all of these women a little bit, and then I took a dive in after listening to 6, And hearing a little bit more about it, I went back and made sure I knew the stories of the women, at least as they pertain to Henry VIII. For those of you who don't know, Six, the musical, is the story, it is a plot line surrounding Henry VIII's 6 wives. It's really well done. But it only makes sense if you know who the women are. My favorite song in Six is All You Want to Do. Me too! I didn't get it until I really looked at the music and realized it's actually really sad. Okay, so here's what happened. I didn't realize it was, I've been real into it and bopping to it. And then, I found a version of it, a video of it on YouTube. And I saw it acted out. And watching it acted out and choreographed was heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. And it doesn't even come across as heartbreaking on the recording as it does on the stage. But I was like, oh. Like, but the song is so good that like I'm dancing around in the kitchen to that song, like all upbeat because it's kind of a sexy song, but also when you realize what it is, it's not as sexy. And it's a good song. I'm glad I'm not the only one that loves that song. My other favorites, I love Six. I love the song at the end. It's just fun. And I really like Anne Boleyn's song, Don't Lose Your Head. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. I remember that I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Talk blood work. Yeah, talk about the blood work. Always get as much information about your results as you can. I love anything from Enya, so relaxing. Voice of an angel calms me down and soothes my nerves. I sang a song. Oh, gosh, what was it? May It Be. May It Be. We sang, it is a song, I believe, from The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings or something like that. But we sang a beautiful arrangement of it in all-girls show choir in high school. And that song has stuck with me. I haven't heard it in ages, but it's a beautiful song. And it's an Enya song. I do worship music playlists on Amazon, though there are times I start my day with Hillsong piano lullabies. They have Hillsong piano lullabies? That's great. I love a good instrumental worship song playlist. Like, as someone just playing all the most popular worship songs on piano, I love that. If I want to share my morning routine, I have to share it after the fact. I can take photos, I just can't post anything. That's a good way to do it. Henry VIII, such a bad dude, what he did to his wives. Yes, and now I can keep track of all of them because the musical literally starts divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. And I was like, oh, well, in case you couldn't remember which wife did what, there's your answer. There's your answer. But I remember my husband and I watched The Tudors and we really enjoyed it. It is a bit risque, but we really enjoyed it. It was a very well done show. And so now I knew about the wives, and now this musical, if you want a good insight into the wives, like, it's a pop musical, but it really is informative. It really gives you the real quick and dirty Cliff Notes version of what happened to each wife. Truly. Actually a little worried I'll have to stop working out. Apparently almost all my elevated results can be caused by working out and weightlifting. That's interesting. I can't imagine working out is not bad for you. So that means that there's something happening in you that needs to be taken care of before you can work out. But I don't think, I would be hard pressed to believe that there is something that's just like, you can never work out because you'll die. You know? Like, you need to take it slow. There are, of course, always exceptions, but like, I don't know that that's incredibly accurate. But I'm not a doctor. So I don't know. I'd be very curious to hear what is said tomorrow if you feel like sharing. They're so soothing. Hillsong Kids Jr. Interesting. That's a rhyme they learn in England, apparently. What? The divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived? Wait, so that was a thing. That was a thing before they put it in the musical? Is that what you're saying? So like kids would run around saying those words and they just decided to make those the first 6 words to this musical because it was already a thing? Fascinating. Oh, Pentatonics is a great one. Susan, did y'all listen to... Did I share this yet? No, maybe not. Pentatonics' new Christmas album. Listen to The Amazing Grace. Listen to Amazing Grace. Preferably with headphones on so you can get the full moment of the climax of that song. That is so interesting to me. Also, Hot Wasabi, I don't actually know your name. What is your name? Oh my gosh. I just have a newfound respect for that whole sequence because I was like, oh, this was brilliant. Putting it in a musical, now I can remember who did what. And now I'm not gonna be able to say them. Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, Anne of Cleves, Catherine. Oh gosh, Catherine Howard, and Catherine Parr. I now know all of their names. Like, took me a hot second, but like, never in my life did I think I'd memorize Henry VIII's wives or anything like that. And now I know a lot more about them. It's like Hamilton. It's like Hamilton. I learned so much about American history from Hamilton because I took a dive deeper to learn more about what I learned in the musical after the fact. Same thing is happening with Six. The same thing. Michaela. Okay. It might mean needing to take some time off just to make sure it's just the exercise. It could be this elevated number is normal number for me. It could indicate working out. Okay. I love pentatonics. Love. Yes. Pentatonics is wonderful. I've always enjoyed them very much. Is negatively impacting my body. Well, it's always diet first, right? And, well, it's winter, so you can't really walk. I was like, there are other options to slow you down if you need to do active movement instead of working out. I watched Hamilton on Sunday. Awesome. Yay! Oh, good. I'm so glad. You know what we watched this week? My father-in-law wanted us to watch it. There was a documentary on HBO about the Bee Gees. And my husband and I, neither of us really care about the Bee Gees. I didn't realize how many Bee Gees songs I knew. But it was a really well done documentary. It was really well done. Yeah. Also, Lori, I did see your email. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just really bad at replying to emails that I get randomly throughout the day. What else did you say? I saw you pop up. Where did you go? If you have chronic fatigue syndrome, that is a top symptom. Yeah, of CMT, I presume you're meaning the chronic fatigue symptom. I'm convinced that that's probably, other than like the weakness in the random parts of my body that have never had strength, my biggest problem is being tired because I never know when it's going to hit. And I never know if I'm going to wake up and be like, I feel great. Which is the other thing with this the whole hormonal thing. Like, part of me is like, if it wasn't for the fact that I was also bloated and I had that really bad mood swing, for me, chronic fatigue syndrome, feeling bad after workouts is a symptom of chronic fatigue syndrome. Because I was like, I don't feel bad after workouts. I feel great after workouts. It goes downhill way later. But after my workouts, I usually feel like real tough cookie, feel real good about it. All that jazz. Anyone watching Bridgerton? So much buzz. I have not watched Bridgerton, primarily because we don't have Netflix right now. But we're watching, we're rewatching Friends. And we're watching White Collar, which I've told you guys about billions of times. And it's still good. It's still so good. Every episode just gets better and better. Yeah. So, and chronic fatigue is a symptom of CMT. So, it's not like, for me, if you told me I had chronic fatigue, like, in my doctor's notes, one of my symptoms is chronic fatigue, but it is due to the CMT that I have chronic fatigue. I don't have a separate syndrome for fatigue. It's just plugged into the whole disease. Which is the problem, like I was saying, it's the problem with, like, if it wasn't for the fact that I was having like I'd gain weight and then I would hang on to it instead of having normal fluctuations and the mood swings and the bloating or whatever. I would think that the feeling crummy was just CMT, but I'm almost thankful that I have the other symptoms to help tell me that it's not just the CMT. Like, there might be a little something funky happening here. And I'm realizing that I'm just like winging around all sorts of random stuff today. Now I'm winging around my lip gloss that I have on. Oh, lordy, my friends. On that note, we have hit 90 minutes and it is time to go. Let me see. I am all caught up. I'm all caught up. Any last minute questions, comments, concerns, things? Thank you again for letting me talk through the whole discipline with sleep thing and making me feel a little bit better about not worrying about the sleep. Like, if I'm tired, I should sleep. If I'm tired, I should sleep. Like, that should just be my thing. If I'm tired, I should sleep, right? Right? So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to focus on not putzing around. I'm giving up putzing around. Unintentional putzing around. That is one of the big things. So, all right, my friends. Thank you for that. Thank you for this. This was super fun, as always, and really helpful. Thank you for just letting me air it all out, because it does help me to talk through these things, and I don't often have people to talk through them with. So, yeah. All right, my friends. I will talk to y'all later. Let me make sure. All right. You're welcome for the distraction. I am pleased to be a distraction for y'all. Happy Fat Tuesday. Tomorrow is Lent. Happy Lent? Lent is not happy, but if you are doing something for Lent, good for you. May the odds be ever in your favor. Enjoy it. I hope it proves to be a fruitful season of spiritual discipline. There we go. Is that how you do well wishes for Lent? I don't even know. Good night, my friends. I will talk to you.